Hey, this is Captain Banzai. Today I'm here with the EF-S 24mm f2.8 lens with the Canon EOS M50 and the standard Canon adapter. So I'm going to try this out today. It is extremely busy today for some reason. A random Tuesday. I can definitely hear the autofocus motor in this lens, but it isn't too bad. It's similar to the 50mm f1.8 STM, but I think a little bit quieter. Let's see if I can find anywhere to go. Here's a path. Seriously. The size of this lens is pretty nice, but you have to consider that you're adding on the adapter. You can see whoever had this lens before me didn't keep it up well or something, because the paint is coming off with my bug spray, and that's no good. On the Canon adapter it's not. That's pretty strange. Huh. The reason I picked up this lens is that it was pretty cheap locally. I don't think I would have bought this otherwise, because it is a crop lens and I couldn't use my Viltrox speed booster on this. It just doesn't fit. 24, it's a little different than the 22, so I thought I might as well at least buy it and make some videos on it. Took a few flare photos, but keep in mind I have a lens filter on here, so don't take that too seriously. Okay. That was intense. This is the main road, so I don't really want to hang out here too long. Minimum focus distance is 0.16 meters or 0.52 foot. It's pretty close. Works decently well for getting up close in these type of nature situations. Autofocus feels good. No complaints. Get off my flipping camera, dude. That needs to be cleaned off. You heard it here first. My Andy City cage is popular with whatever type of creature that was. One of the things to think about with the EF or EF-S lenses, they do have the autofocus manual focus switch on the lens itself. Now with the M50, the autofocus manual focus, there's a button on the D-pad that you can use by default, or you can change that to something else. So if you wanted to use that autofocus manual focus on the camera for something else, you can use it on the lens. So that's one benefit of this compared to the EF-M lenses themselves, because they don't have that. One thing about the M50 is that you can make it work pretty well with one-handed operation. You have to change a few things. For example, I have the ISO set to one of these buttons here, and I can scroll through it. I also have this top one here is by default. You can switch between the shutter and the aperture. So you can definitely do it one-handed, but you're going to want some type of strap to make it work. Cases like this, I need to use my thumb to adjust the focus point, take it away, do it a few times to get the right composition. It has a nice bit of color to it. It's probably from this rusting thing. It's a little hard to think about things to talk about when you're dealing with trying to avoid people. Trying to get more variety with these nature outings, so I'm picking different areas just randomly. It's a lot of the same stuff, but every minute adjustment of your position, every small little change, the focal length, the aperture, it's going to give you a different photo. That's one nice thing about photography. It'll be interesting to use this side by side with the 22mm lens because that has a larger aperture. It's not a ton, not a lot more, but it might give you a little bit of extra benefit and the wider look. But if you want the more narrow look at 2mm, which isn't a lot, you'll have to decide on that. You'll probably find a nice deal on this lens like I did. Like other STM lenses, the 24mm EF-S does not have a mechanical focus spring. It is rubberized, and when you adjust it, it's going to tell the camera to move the inner barrel back and forth. But overall, it's easy to use. Wouldn't expect it to be amazing in video stuff when you're doing manual focus. In photo stuff, it really doesn't matter. It'll work nicely. You're not going to get image stabilization with this lens. It is very compact, but then when you consider on EF-M, you've got the adapter. Not so compact, no image stabilization. It's not a perfect fit for something like this. But if you use it with like the 30D that I used it on, or any type of EF-S camera, that's its intended use. So you could get a pretty tiny setup when you consider the older digital SLR technology. Let's see what took the hit. Seems okay. Still working. Nice little smash into the ground with the action camera. I have the cage on, which is good. The cage itself looks fine. It's a little dirty. The filter has little scuffs on it. Seems to be okay. I've been thinking about buying another filter for the DJI so that when it goes out of production, I'll have at least one extra. Maybe I'll get two of them. I keep walking, hoping to go somewhere, and I don't really know where I'm going. Stay. Having these flop around when you're trying to do any type of audio is no good. Trees are moving around. I'm curious to see what is down this path because I haven't looked at a map and I don't know if I've been over here. I've been thinking maybe I should do a little bit of video as well. I have standard digital stabilization enabled, touching to focus. Looks pretty good. Wind is the best friend of slow-mo B-roll. I'm going to call it today for this video. Hope you enjoyed it on the EF-S 24mm and the Canon EOS M50 adapted. Scott Photography Bonsai, thanks.